How's it going, everybody? Swood here, and today I'm super excited to bring you guys a video on my thoughts on ladder. I've got a lot of questions from all you guys about sort of asking how can I break my personal best on ladder, what's the best way to get better in the game if you don't have money. So I sort of just wanted to address all of those in one video by explaining my thoughts on ladder and tying it into how you can improve as a player to get to the pro level in the game. So in the background, I'm just going to show some matches from the top 200. Partially. So just a sort of warning, ladder does suck, so do not play ladder wholeheartedly. I'll explain that more so in the video. So there's two different ways I want to sort of explain ladder in this video. There's a max ladder. This is the people with level 13. They have the max legendaries, the max epics for the most part. There's this version of ladder is a lot better than the regular ladder, which everyone else in the game sees, even myself right now. You don't have all your max cards. You're playing people with higher level cards, or you're playing just people who don't have the level 5 legendaries and you don't have them yourself. So the max ladder, the top 200-ish, is a lot better at this stuff, but in the top 200 there's still a lot of flaws in ladder. One of the biggest things is, okay, you're level 13, you have your max account, but does that mean that you have the level 5 Royal Ghost? And for the most people, it's going to be no. There's probably a couple thousand max accounts in the game, and I'm going to say only maybe 100, slightly more than that, have the max Royal Ghost, which just came out, well, it officially came out a couple days ago, but it's been in the game for a couple weeks now. So for the people that do play max ladder, you'll know that if you have a max, like the new legendaries that come out, if you're able to max them like the day of, it's basically going to give you like an auto top 50 in the world for that season, which is really sad because it's sort of just, if you want to be good that season, you have to spend $2,000 to compete. And if you aren't able to spend that much, or you don't want to, which most people don't want to, obviously, you're just not going to be able to compete as high that season, which is really sad. But outside of the new legendary issue and also partially the new epics, but not as much, ladder at the max level is a lot better. You're having people who all have the level 8 epics. Like, you're not going to be facing people with the level 7 epics in top 200 and all that. So everyone's sort of more so on a balanced playing field in that aspect. Like me personally, let's get out of this video or this replay and sort of show some of my max cards. I'm a level 12. I only have 334,000 cards, but these are my max epics and legendaries. I just haven't upgraded them yet. So this is sort of something I explained in my how to max out series, but basically what I did was I saved my gold from upgrading cards and I just put it into buying legendaries and buying epics out of the shop. So this really helped me max out my legendaries, whereas we'll go over here and sort of show someone who did the opposite, and what most people do is just spend all their gold to upgrade their battle deck. So this is a friend of mine. He's a level 13. He has the same amount of cards won as me, 340,000, and you can see he has level 3 legendaries, and then his epics are level 6, level 7. So basically what he's doing is he is sacrificing those level 5 legendaries for that level 13 tag right there. But instead, I have the max legendaries in the level 12, and then come a couple months when I end up upgrading these cards, I'm going to be level 13, he'll be level 13, but I'll have level 5 legendaries and he'll have level 3 legendaries. So that's why I think my way is a lot better. It's the long term, the smart plan to do, but short term it's going to hurt you in the fact that you can't play ladder as competitively, which in my opinion is also a good thing, but most people don't think so. So I've sort of gone the route of screw normal ladder. I'm going to focus solely on max ladder, and until I get there, I don't really care about ladder at all. As you can see, my PB is 5,000 trophies, and like last season I got 4,300. For most seasons I get 4,300 or 4,600, just a slight push for the draft chest at the end of the season, but I don't push up higher even though I could with these card levels. I'm sort of just waiting until I get to max cards so that I can push up to like top 200 in one season, and that'd be really fun. But I don't see the point in playing the regular ladder. So in regular ladder is a lot more flawed. You're playing people who have cards that are higher levels than you, and you're also going to be succumbing to Clash Royale's matchmaking. So they're choosing who you play against. They're choosing what card levels the players that you're playing have. And say you're a better than average player, which if you're watching YouTube videos from pro players, I'm going to assume you are, because most of you will be. So if you're, say, your card levels, your tourney standard, you have level 9 commons, level 7 rares, etc. You say you're around 3,000 trophies. That's like what your average card levels should be for your trophies, but you're at 3,400. So you're 400 trophies above your average, but that's going to mean you're playing people with level 10 commons, level 8 rares, level 5 epics. So you're just going to be at an inherent disadvantage. So everyone that you play is going to have higher card levels than you, which is going to be really annoying. Like they'll be able to zap your Golden Barrel or stuff. So it's just insanely hard to come over that, and this is why ladders is really biased. If you're a good player, it just screws you over. The only people that really have fun with it are people like me who are way higher level, but then they're just down really low in trophies, and they're sort of just taking advantage of everyone else. So this is why I don't really want to play ladder on a serious scale until I am max, because first thing is they're facing you against higher level players for card levels and also tower, and then they're also facing you against people, occasionally face you against people who have like counter decks to you just for the sole purpose of like making you angry. And both of these things are sort of business strategy to make you want to spend more money on gems to upgrade your cards for this mode, to do better in this mode. But really, what you don't realize before you spend is, okay, you might be able to spend money and then you'll be able to be on par with those people at 3,400 and you can push to 3,800. But then the exact same thing's going to happen at 3,800. They're going to have a higher card level, and you have to keep on rinsing and repeating this until you have level 5 legendaries so that you're at an even playing field. And everyone up at the top, they're insanely good players. So the ladder mode is just meant to drain your money. I really don't see the big point in it. So that's why I sort of encourage people to stay away from it and not try to put too much time or effort into it. I think if you're wanting to like improve in the game, there's a lot better options, and I'm going to go over those right now. So the other modes in this game are challenges. I'm just going to put on a replay for you guys quickly. So the other games, sorry about getting that, the other modes are challenges, which you have to pay to play. It's either 100 gems for Grand Challenge or 10 for a Classic. There's tournaments, which are free to join, but people have to pay to host them. And there's also friendly battles, which are completely free. So I think the most basic one is Grand Challenges. People, $1 or 100 gems. So a lot of people who are free to play, they'll push ladder, and they'll be like, oh, I want to get better at the game, but I don't have gems to push in challenges, so what do? Do I just keep on playing ladder? And the answer is no. Challenges, so basically how I see challenges is you are paying Supercell to not match you against people with higher card levels like they do in ladder. Ladder is free, but they are willing. You're accepting the fact that they are able to play you against people with higher card levels. So in challenges, you're paying them money to not match you with people that have higher card levels than you, which is pretty insane if you think that you're actually paying for that, just for like a equal matchup. And then obviously you get cards for it, but the only thing you're getting cards for is ladder, which is inherently biased. So you're paying to get ahead, or what you think is ahead in ladder, but really you're just setting yourself up for the next opponent in ladder, which is going to be another card level ahead of you. So challenges, I think a lot of people don't really realize this, but you're sort of just wasting money on challenges. It is good practice for the most part because you're playing people with the equal card levels, but tournaments are sort of like the free version of challenges. They're just slightly harder to find, the good tournaments, because they're sort of irregular and no one really has like a consistent. PlexJet actually has like daily 1,000 man tournaments, but other than them, there's like no consistency in tournaments or who's going to host them or when they're going to host them. So that's something you need to be aware of. Tournaments are like the free version of challenges, but challenges are more consistent, easy access, so you do have to pay for them. But I think what tops it all off is the friendly battles in this game. So if you're able to do friendly battles with your clan mates or with other pro players, that's the best value. It's free. You don't have to worry about Supercell matching you against people with higher card level because it's tourney capped. You don't have to worry about them putting you against people with counter decks to piss you off because you're picking the player that you're playing against. You both pick your own deck and then play. Supercell doesn't like look at your decks and then give you an opponent. They just put you two together, and whatever decks you have is what you have. So this is sort of where scouting comes into the game for pro players. They know who they're going to play, so they're sort of just aware, oh, this guy really likes giant double minions, so I'm just going to play a deck with like P.E.K.K.A. Poison, and I'll be able to beat him basically all the time. So that's sort of where that comes into it, but it's better in that way that you're able to know your opponent and pick your decks, and like sort of if you have a good matchup or a bad matchup, it's your own choice, your own fault. But in like grand challenges and ladder, if you have a bad matchup, it's sort of just Supercell saying, yeah, that happens, go spend money, and maybe you'll be able to beat these matchups if you have higher card levels than them. So I think in friendly battles, another thing to mention is that you get to pick who you play against. That's really huge in ladder or in challenges, even tournaments. If you're not playing the best tournaments, which really are very rare, like King's Cup, but you get to pick who you're playing. If you're above average, which most of you will be, then when you're playing challenges or you're playing ladder, you're playing people that are generally below, like it's 50-50 for average. So half the time you're going to be playing people that aren't as good as you or aren't average at the game. But if you're playing friendly battles with players who are better than you, or they're in the pro community or whatever, those are like the 1% of players that are the best in the game. So if you're practicing with them, you're going to get 100 times better than if you're playing challenges or ladder, because not only can you like pick your decks, oh, I want to learn this specific matchup, I want to learn this interaction, but you're also just getting a higher skill cap of players, and it's just gonna, if you're like the worst player in your group, that's completely fine, that's good. You want to be playing people that are better than you, because you're going to have to play at that higher level to be able to compete with them, and then once that happens, then you're up to their skill level, and the people on ladder that you were playing a month ago are terrible, but they're still playing ladder for that month, and they're going to be the same skill level, whereas you just improved a ton. So that's why I really love friendly battles. It's the free version of challenges, which are the paid version of ladder to give you equal rights in Clash Royale. So these are all the game modes. I really don't like ladder as a whole, even if you are in max ladder, which I'm setting myself up to be with these max cards, but even once I get there, as you can see down here, these are all the cards that I don't have maxed. And most OP card in the game right now, all these epics are not maxed, so even though I'm going to be playing the max ladder with some level 5 epics and level 8 legendary, or level 5 legendaries and level 8 epics, would suck if I was playing with level 5 epics. This is going to be still downwards or an uphill battle for me. Like, I'm still going to be playing people who, as we can see here, finished near the top. I'm sure they have level 5 for Royal Ghost, yeah, of course, and Mega Knight also, which I won't have. Inferno Dragon also, because they're sort of newer cards in the game. And as you can see, cards won 18,000, they just gem the account, so that's sort of where I'm going to be at a disadvantage, but it's less of a disadvantage than the regular ladder, which I don't recommend you guys play at all. I mean, you can still play it, it's like a free version, but just if you are going to play it, make sure that you are aware of this stuff, because the way that they do this is a business strategy to make you people want to spend money in a game. So just be aware of that, and don't let them take advantage of you and take all your money on ladder. Remember, ladder doesn't really gonna make you a better player, it's just for entertainment. So with this info, I hope you guys had a good day. If you aren't part of the Swood and Mike G army already, make sure to subscribe and show some support on this video. Like, comment, let me know what you thought on this and future videos you want to see. I hope you guys all have a good day. See ya.